Hi guys, Mrs. Albert's here and welcome back to my channel. Let's begin. Alright, we're starting with the practice questions for die hardloper. Nommer 1, wat kan ons uit die titel aflei? What can we deduce from the title of this poem? We can deduce that this poem is going to be about an athlete, somebody who runs. Number 2, gee een woord uit strofe 1 wat vir jou sê dat die hardloper toegewyd is. So one word from stanza 1 that tells us that the runner is dedicated. Now the word here, to me, it doesn't really mean dedicated. It means that he is, however, having a good start to his race. The word is FAL. FAL means to have a fierce start or a strong start. Now, we can argue, however, that if you have a strong start or you run fiercely, that you are dedicated to the cause. So I do understand the question and I get why FAL is the answer. Nommer 3, waarom is hy so seker dat hy gaan wen? Why is he so sure that he is going to win? He had a strong start, first of all. He is confident in his race and in this race because he had a lot of preparation beforehand. Nommer 4, hoe weet ons dat die wedloop nie maklik gaan wees nie? How do we know that this race is not going to be easy? It's the word woeste. Woeste is, well, woes means rough or difficult. So it's going to be a difficult race, a rough race, difficult circumstances. Nommer 5, gee een woord uit versdeel 2 wat sê dat hy van die wegspring af sy alles gee. So give one word from line 2 that tells us that even from the start he gives his everything, and that is definitely the word FAL, because if you have a strong start, a fierce start, it means that he is giving his everything to this race. Nommer 6, hoe weet jy dat hierdie 'n langafstand atleet is? How do you know that this is a long distance athlete? It's the words elke mile, so every mile. So it's not just 1 mile. Remember, a mile is 1,600 meters. So if he says every mile, it means that there's more than 1 mile. Therefore, it's a long distance athlete. Nommer 7, pas die aanhaling in kolom A by die verduideliking in kolom B. Skryf slegs die vraagnommer en die korrekte antwoord neer. So you have to have the quote and then you match it to the explanation of the quote. So 7.1, FAL begin. FAL begin means a strong start. Rappe voet. Rappe voet means that they are running quickly. So it's a quick-footed. Vlugste lopers means fastest runners. En mijlgetart means that you are taunting the miles and therefore it is showing that he is running with confidence. Nommer 8, waaruit kan ons aflei dat die eerste strofe oor die toekoms handel? How do you know, or how can we deduce that the first stanza is about the future? It's the word so. Even though so is a past tense word, it is a past tense of the word sal. So it shows you about the possibility of what is to come still. Nommer 9, verduidelik die gebruik van die woord lopers in versdeel 4 in plaas van hardlopers. So you have to explain the use of the word lopers, which is a shortened version of the word hardlopers in line 4. Lopers refers to your long distance athletes. It's also a shortened version of hardlopers, probably for rhythm in your poem. Nommer 10, haal een woord uit versdeel 5 aan wat sê dat die atleet se hartklop vinnig was. So one word from line 5 to show that this athlete's heartbeat was fast. It's the word hoog, which means high. Nommer 11, verduidelik die gebruik van die woord heet in versdeel 5, the use of the word heet, which means hot. His blood is hot. He is feeling hot. It has been a long run. Nommer 12, haal bewyse uit versdeel 7 aan dat hy vinnig hardloop en die wedloop beplan. So you have to quote from line 7 that he is running fast and that he is busy planning his race. It's snelle draf, which says fast runner or fast jog, and then baangemeet is he's measuring the distance, which is a way of planning how he's going to run and how he's going to finish for long distance athletes. Nommer 13, waaruit kan jy aflei dat hy die wedloop geniet? So how do you know that he is enjoying his race? Which words? It's the word vreug, which is vreugde, so there's joy, and they say that you can see it on his face, so he's probably smiling while he's running, so he's really enjoying his race. 14, verduidelik die volgende frase, geloop met stormdrang, so you have to explain the following phrase, which is that to run with storm and urge. He is running with strong emotions. It is a word that we use to show dedication and the will to win. So he's got a lot of will to win, ambition. 15, wat verstaan jy onder die woord ademstoot? So what do you understand with the word ademstoot? That is how he's breathing. It comes from Dutch. It means the strong pull in and strong blow out as you are running. 16, bewys dat hy vaagweg bewus is van die gedruis in sy ore. So you have to show or substantiate the statement that he is aware of the sound in his ears. There's like a white noise in his ears. So our answer here says that his breathing is fast and hard, and he hears the sound, which is seesebranding, which refers to that white noise in his ears. So it has to do with the breathing that he hears and the wind blowing past his ears that he is hearing. So seesebranding is the quote that you need there. Nommer 17, watter twee woorde in versdeel 11 dui op sy vasberadenheid om die wedloop te wen? So which two words from line 11 shows us that he has a desperation, or I want to say commitment rather, to winning this race? It's the word dapper, which means brave, and gedisciplineerd, which means to be disciplined. Nommer 18, versdeel 14 begin met die woord toe, wat wending aandui. So line 14 starts with the word to, which is then, and that shows us that there is a turn in the poem. 18.1, wat kan die gevolg van die negatiewe gedagtes wees? What can be the result of the negative thoughts he is experiencing? He can possibly not win the race because of his doubts. It can maybe slow his pace at which he is running. Whenever we are not confident in something we do anymore, we don't do it as well as we did when we were confident. 18.2, wat is die doel van die dubbelpunt aan die einde van versdeel 11? When we look at line 11, it says die seesebranding in sy strenge moed, and then it's not supposed to be 11, it's supposed to be 12 there, so it's not line 11, it's line 12. Toe hoor hy reeds die donker bitter vraag, and then you have a colon. Okay, so what is the function of that colon in line 12? It explains the results of the negative, bitter question he has in his mind, and it also explains to you what the bitter question is. Nommer 19 verwys na strofe 4, so stanza 4, that's the one that starts with wie is die ongesiene makker. Wat beklemtoon die retoriese vraag in versdeel 13 tot 16? So what does the rhetorical question in line 13 to 16 emphasize? It emphasizes the urgency, the question, the big wonder. Who is this random person that he does not know that is catching up to him? He can hear the footfall behind him, the person's footsteps. It's a person that's really, really close to him. Who is this? It emphasizes that urgency to get to know who this unknown teammate is. 19.2, waarom word die atleet agter die hardloper as 'n ongesiene makker beskryf? Why is the athlete being explained or described as an unseen friend, the person who's running behind the athlete? The person running, the athlete, cannot see the person behind him. We are taught when we run not to look behind us because it distracts us. It can also make you fall, FYI. So he's only certain that there is definitely somebody behind him because he can hear him, he can feel the presence, but he doesn't know who it is, and this person can possibly beat him in this race. 19.3, wat is die doel van die enjambement in strofe 4? So stanza 4, you've got a whole enjambment from the moment the question is asked. In line 13 you have loop and then a comma, and then everywhere from 14 to 16 the whole thing is enjambment. The reason, when you have somebody behind you in a race, somebody that you can hear is catching up on you, you tend to push yourself harder, you tend to run faster. So because you are running faster, the poet is also now quickening the pace of the poem. It's picking up the tempo. It's making the tempo of the poem go faster to show you the urgency of the athlete and how the athlete is pushing to run faster. 19.4 verduidelik die simboliek in versdeel 16. Waarom veroorsaak die ongesiene atleet spanning by die hardloper? So explain the symbolic meaning of line 16. Why is this unseen athlete bringing so much tension to the runner, to the athlete? So they are basically here looking at, if you look at line 16, it says dat nog 'n bors die dun wit lint mag vind. It refers to the finish line, and it's symbolic of the end of the race. This unseen athlete might now be possibly the winner today and not the athlete that is the speaker in this poem. 20. Waarom is daar 'n aksentteken op die woord die? Why is there an accent on the word die? It emphasizes that this is a specific person. This unknown person is a specific person. Now, I didn't say this in the answers here, but it's because it refers to something specific. It refers to death. When we go back to your symbolic meaning of line 16 as well, it depends on whether they ask you the denotative or connotative meaning, the literal or figurative meaning. The symbolic meaning of that finish line and the thin white ribbon that you could break, that finish line could be death as well, reaching death or reaching the end of your life. So remember that there's a figurative meaning to this entire poem as well. Nommer 21. Die hardloper het die wedloop gewen, maar verduidelik waarvan hy nou deeglik bewus is. So this runner, this athlete won the race today, but explain now what he is suddenly very aware of. He is aware that one day somebody else is going to win. He is aware, if you look at the figurative, that one day death is going to beat him. Goed, nummer 22. Watter funksie het die rym in die gedig? What function does the rhyme have in this poem? When you look at your first stanza, you will see that you've got your rhyme A, B. That is kruisrym in Afrikaans. In English, I don't know if there's a fancy name for it. Let's just call it cross rhyme, because it literally, the first line, then the third line rhymes, and the fourth line and the second line rhymes. This binds the whole poem to a unit. It makes it all come together from line 1 to the last line, all rhyming the same way. However, there's another reason for that as well. It has this literal, this figurative idea of athletes passing each other. So you can almost see every now and then somebody else is in the front. It's the struggle between life and death and who's going to be first. Are you every day's struggle? So that's the figurative meaning to this poem. Nommer 23, bespreek die symboliek in die gedig volledig. So they're asking you to explain the symbolism of the whole poem in detail. So this poem refers to this race as life's race. Young people are strong, they are ambitious, they work hard, but with every success they realize that there are somebody younger and somebody better than them who would one day surpass them. This teammate or this opposition, this opponent, is thus not really a real athlete, but it's symbolic of age and death coming to catch us all and one day beat us. Number 24. Die gedig het 'n denotatiewe en 'n konnotatiewe betekenis. Gebruik die bogenoemde simboliek om die konnotatiewe betekenis van die gedig te bespreek. So this poem has literal and figurative meaning. Use this above symbolism to explain the figurative part of this poem. So when we look at your denotative, your literal story, this is a race, it's a competition where the speaker, the athlete, he is aware of somebody who's catching up to him and the possibility that somebody is going to surpass him and then win him at this race. Connotative, the figurative meaning, is it's life's race, and the older you get, the more apparent it becomes that death is on your heels. Death can catch up with you at any moment and then one day win. Guys, keep practicing. Try and do some other exam type questions from our worksheets. This is the last poem, yay. And then I'm going to also do some videos on background, theme, message, tone, those types of things. So watch out for those coming. Thank you. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you've got any questions, you can follow me on Instagram at Afrikaans Classroom. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos, like and share.